My own, when I dent it, I put Malta Guinness. I put Malta Guinness. If we do, and then I leave the show, go buy some. Guys, it's 15 minutes after 4 o'clock. We're about to have easy talk, but before we do that, let's just do this one answer.
Alone, we can only go so far. But when we move together, there's no limits to where we can go. Together, we move with joy. We move to our own beats. We move with the natural goodness of Malta Guinness. A feel-good refreshment with vitamin B1, B2, B3, B5, and B6. Grab a bottle of Malta Guinness now and feel the vim. Malta Guinness, we move. Always check out for the Made in Ghana symbol. This advert is FDA approved.
Ideas, talent, brands, clients, creatives, all under one event. Disrupt and inspire. This year's Advertising Association of Ghana Gong Gong Awards Festival is
Let's spark some lively discussions on 3FM Drive. Easy Talk, a daily question, your bold opinions. Let's spark some lively discussions on 3FM Drive.
Yeah, I see that. The crew make ready. The crew make ready.
It's need to get them well.
Yes,
It is shout them with some steez.
Wow.
Say the name.
Ade. Like Esuni Water. Or both float.
She be the morning one or the afternoon one.
Leave me alone. No. Leave me alone. Guys, today we're talking about apology from parents.
Yeah.
Is it acceptable to demand an apology from your parents for something they did to you as a child? Is it acceptable? So, look at the question well. Emphasis on the word demand.
Mm-hmm.
And the end of the sentence also says, to you as a child. So it's not something that has happened immediately or right now.
Yeah.
But when you were a child, I can't personally think of anything my parents have done. Well, yeah, a few things that my dad. But telling me, I'll move.
Whenever.
Me, I will still the vibe. So I don't know, but is it acceptable? Because some people also hold grudges against their parents even till date, and it could be for any reason. Some abuse, different forms of abuse. For some, maybe lack of something,
some kind of care or support,
empathy, something. So parents, this one is for you, and kids, or sons and daughters, for you as well. We can extend this also to extended parents or guardians. Some people didn't get the chance to live with their parents. They live with their grandparents, aunties,
close
uncles,
relations.
Yeah, even
people they
didn't know. Yes, I once stayed with someone like that, but I enjoyed that house. That kind of house where when they left come your own house, they pay you.
Make sure you don't go back there. If they find out that you're enjoying that space,
a certain level of freedom.
Yes. So we're gonna start the conversation.
Back to the music.
I don't know who I will start with, but Jane.
I think to demand an apology is a little too far, or I don't want to say harsh to say.
My father hates me. My father hates me. My mother hates
you
me.
can tell him. You can.
Isn't that a form of demand?
You are not to demand. Daddy, you owe me an apology. So you are going to him insisting that.
Okay, I can say the same thing in a different tone. Dad, you owe me an apology.
But still the same. It comes down to the same purpose. You are asking him to first apologize without even telling him what he has done.
Okay.
So tell him. You can start a conversation.
But that is you demanding. That is still you demanding.
No,
it sounds a little harsh.
I think maybe we have to understand what demand means.
Okay.
So according to the Cambridge Dictionary.
Go there.
Demand means to ask for something forcefully.
Okay.
In a way that shows you do not expect to be refused.
Okay. So it's having that entitlement.
Exactly, especially towards your parents. I think it's a little too far-fetched.
They say, I don't think I have to demand. I have to apologize, and so
you have to demand.
Go and sleep.
In this case,
that's
it is
where
something
demanding comes.
I will still go back on the demand is a little too harsh to go to a parent for. So you can, if in this case it is something that happened when you were a child.
Yeah.
You understand.
But
so you are now coming to start the conversation.
For the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But you are now coming to start the conversation. So I think it should be it should be in some kind of a somber tone. Because maybe you may not probably have healed from it yet.
Sure.
Yeah. So you need to start on a somber tone. I think it will resonate with him better, and it will maybe tickle his emotional senses a bit if you start on a somber note than to go, Daddy, like what the demand means. Daddy, you owe me, and it doesn't have to sound like that. But that is what the question today says.
Yes. The question is saying, Daddy.
Daddy, you need to say sorry.
Yes, you need to say sorry. Or Mommy, you need to say sorry. Because you messed me up and blah, blah. A friend was telling me how someone very close to me, and she was telling me how the father always came through one way or the other to sort of cut her education at every point in time. And she herself will find another school. And then the dad will come again and say, I want to start paying. And then it get to a point when you say, I think it's too much, and then, so why don't you stop? So she never got to, let's say if it's SHS, she never got to year 3. But she's already been to like 4 different schools.
4 different schools, wow.
And then so she said she saw how her mom had to struggle to settle that. She got tired of it and decided to quit. And sometimes she wished she didn't do that.
Yeah.
But she couldn't watch her mother go through all of that pain and fees. And so, yeah, maybe for somebody like that, but she's healed because she has a very great relationship with her dad. And sometimes when her dad does something, like she just laugh it off. And so, but that's a different person. So maybe something like that, and you are not healed. You want
closure.
Yeah, you need closure.
You need closure.
And this one, maybe, especially when maybe you made it in life. And your parents want something from you.
It happens,
So, yes.
It really happens.
Because sometimes parents also get entitled. And they feel like, no, you have to take care of me. even when they didn't do anything for you. You know, what do you do when it gets to that? Do you demand? Because sometimes you can really help, but you want that closure, like you said. So that, yes, me, I want to help you, but if you don't apologize, forget.
Me, I don't think I'll be in the position to go and demand. Maybe I can talk about it to make you understand where I'm coming from, how hurt I was in all of that experience. But to go to my dad or my mom with that kind of forceful intonation, I can't get there.
Okay.
I think I'm supposed to.
Okay. Yes, you know.
Wow. So I was just smiling when Jean was talking because I think she was speaking exactly what I have in mind.
Okay.
I think even if whatever it is they did to you left you in a form of trauma or anything, I think the closure, you even talking to them, letting them know that
Is
this
healing
is what,
enough?
Exactly. The first question is, are you even open to be healed? Because if you're not open to be healed and the person apologizes, what's the assurance?
What's the point?
That is going to lead anyway at the end of the day. So I think, just having that conversation. African parents, let's become it. If you demand apology from an African parent,
Family meeting.
African parents.
The slap you go feature up, no.
it's almost impossible.
See,
But I think
you.
our parents are getting out of that. I think
In this generation,
today's
the new
parents,
generation,
yes, they are being more vocal, more understanding, more open to conversations because those days I couldn't have asked this question even on radio.
When you close, you find someone.
Yes. Anyways, Michael.
Well, I feel that this is a cultural thing. You know, our culture plays a lot of.
I agree.
When it comes to situations like this, you can't even talk about the word like demand. Culturally, with the way we have been brought up, our nature, our system, and all that.
Are you telling me I'm cultural or what?
But you are local.
No.
You are very local.
Okay, you arrive at your point.
Okay. So when it comes when it comes to demanding apology, it's a bit some way, but I believe that a lot of people too have gone through stuff, and then as they sit now, a simple sorry or a simple sit around table cannot solve a lot of issues. And as much as a lot of people have decided to go wayward or don't talk to people. I have friends and all that they have sworn heaven and earth not to talk to their parents and all that. And then someone saying that should his father or mother walk up to him or her, is he or she is going to forgive and then move on. You get it? So our culture has played that role that makes our parents so righteous and supreme that they don't make mistakes.
True.
So at the end of the day, a lot of people have gotten hurt out of this. A lot of children have grown up with carrying a lot of hurt.
What if it's physical? You know, your mother got so upset that she threw a knife and then it gave you a bad scar.
Yeah.
You know, some parents go to the extent of dipping the hands of their children in oil, in water,
I heard these stories,
hot water, and all those things.
They're not stories.
You know,
they're
some
real.
fathers can slap you out of from the past into the future.
Yeah.
Those ones say you get first hand.
You go to hear
You get first hand experience of all of this. People lived in a compound house.
Yeah.
And you see all these things.
I never really, when I was young, please don't hold this.
DB.
I won't even say it.
DB.
Because when I was young, my mom used to have this sponge, the local one, the traditional one.
Right.
Not the netted one.
Takucha.
Yes, the takucha one. With the black soap. And the way she used to scratch my body with it, I never liked to bath. So I grew up with that thing in mind so much that at a certain point in my life, I hated bathing. I always...
it's pain.
Because Charlie, look, and sometimes, the compound house, they put you in a pan and you stand in it, and it gets to my mother too, I don't know, she was so particular about your feet. So she will make you sit down in the pan and scratch under your, oh God. Oh yeah. So it's about something like that. I mean, you can let go. But what if it gave me some scars or something?
Anytime you look at it, it brings you
a certain Let's check what they're saying on Facebook. On Facebook, Mike Dankwa is saying, yes, it's absolutely acceptable to ask your parents for an apology if they did something in your childhood that hurt you. Wanting acknowledgement for pain or harm, and I know you mean closure, is a natural part of healing and establishing healthy boundaries, even within parent-child relationship. Here are a few things to consider. Number one, you are valid in your feelings. So it says your experience and emotions are valid, regardless of how your parents intended their actions. If something hurts you, it's okay to bring it up, even if it happened years ago. Number two, seeking accountability, not punishment. Asking for an apology is not about punishing your parents. It's about seeking accountability and perhaps building a more honest, respectful relationship. It can also help you process unresolved feelings. I like this. And then number three says, be prepared for mixed reactions. Some parents may respond with empathy. Others might get defensive, deny wrongdoing, or minimize your experience. I know someone like that. Especially if they carry their unresolved trauma or see themselves as having done their best. This doesn't make your request wrong, but it helps to prepare emotionally for their reaction. Says you have the right to set boundaries. If a parent refuses to acknowledge harm, you're still allowed to set boundaries. Protect your emotional well-being or even create distance if necessary. An apology isn't a requirement for healing, but it can help. I love number 4. I really love number 4. Number 5 says timing and approach matter. How and when you raise the issue can make a difference. Using I statements, example, I felt hurt, when rather than accusations, may reduce defensiveness and lead to more constructive dialogue. Wow, thank you so much for this one. Tony Beta says it's not acceptable as an African child. I used to think same, but I think we've been raised wrongly in this light. I think other parts of Africa is not like that. Have you met a Nigerian before? They don't hold back their thoughts. They will tell you. They will tell you when they are not happy. They will tell you. And I saw the same on set in South Africa. They never held back their thoughts. And we were always pained about something, but we never spoke. But you hear the South Africans, they'll come, I'm not certified, brother, my brother. And they will tell you. They'll tell you. They're straightforward. I think with this, we didn't try. Mamia Mamonica says, Kama will deal with them. Which people?
Their parents or their children who don't.
King Solo says a good parent can apologize. Yes, I agree. Tufer Abdul Rauf says it's not acceptable. Let me also remind us, if you're a believer, that scripture also talks about not offending children. Yes, and not just once. There's one in Ephesians, there's one in Colossians.
Ephesians, the next verse.
Come again?
The next verse.
Just
the next verse.
Which is?
Obey your parents in the Lord for this.
It comes right after, and it says parents do not.
Nice.
That's true.
That's nice.
I know they trust you.
That's
Says fathers do not. The NIV says exasperate, but NIV is too much English. I'll look for the KJV. That one too is technical.
Thy will do.
Ephesians 6:4, yes. Ephesians 6:4.
I'm proud of you guys.
Fathers, do not provoke your children.
Do not provoke your children to anger.
Them up in the discipline and instruction
of the Lord. Thank you. And
please
you can
focus on of the Lord.
And
discipline and instruction.
You can check Colossians 3:21. I want to say big shouts to man like Fowler, listening all the way from the States.
Fowler.
So what should you do?
For double and before sending.
Before sending,
we still use the old bridge.
I'm thinking of something. Yeah.
Tell us.
What's of a situation where your parents have offended you, right? Your parents, but unfortunately your parents are not alive.
You channel the energy to your spouse.
Oh, please don't do that.
That's what happens. I mean, most times that's what happens.
That's why
every male figure now becomes an issue.
That's where the guy's number 4 point makes a lot of sense. That closure doesn't really heal. It's not a way to heal, but it helps. It's not a way to heal, so that you don't base your everything. But it's true. What Michael is saying is very true.
I'm telling you.
A lot of people, even not spouses, even normal, ordinary relationships, they bring it to their relationship.
And then when issue happens, say, that's how my daddy was.
Yes, that's how my daddy was. That's how my mommy was.
It's more personal. Don't think like that. It will dampen your mental health. To be thinking like that because your dad is this kind of way.
Well, some people are like that.
Every man is like that.
Everybody cannot be like Jane.
That's a very backward way of thinking.
Everybody cannot.
No, but Jane,
like
there are people like that.
Yeah.
I've met people like that.
How do they come out of that?
No, some
thing is, they even know.
Yes, you don't. Yeah, they don't know.
They don't
even know.
Most don't even know.
Yeah.
Most.
So if you don't get to be with somebody who is matured enough to bring your attention to it, you will be transferring it all around.
Yeah.
Tomovirus.
Phone lines have been activated at this point. 0559 242 717. 0559 242 717 or 0556 910 154. 0556 910 154. I'm praying for a day where I can actually mention these numbers in tree. Yeah. She enum.
Try.
Now I'm looking for 9.
Try.
I'm looking for 9.
In
Chrome. Oh no, are you sure?
9 is Akron.
And Chrome.
Don't play.
So, she Jai. She 5. Okay, so I have a caller already. Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
How are you?
I'm great. And you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Do we have only accounts in Ghana?
Do we have who?
Only accounts in Ghana.
No. We have accounts, we have guns, we have fra, we have... I can speak all the languages, don't worry.
Exactly. So you shouldn't mention the numbers only in 3 one day.
Oh, yes.
Also,
being
exactly. Anyway.
And Evan.
So, yeah. So, you see, I appreciate one of the comments that you read with regards to, I think, because of where we find ourselves. I think in Africa, or some parts of Africa, children have been made to, believe that there are some things or there are some wrongs that they should accept, even if it's wrong.
Yeah.
So because of that, as children growing up, where you know that there are things that are hurting you, there are parents who have demeaned their children, there are parents who speak negativity into the lives of their work. So children have grown up with that without any apology. And Ghanaian culture, you can't ask your parents to apologize. So you live with the hurt. And as one person said, you even end up marrying, and it affects your marriage life. It shouldn't be so. I remember I had an issue with one of my boss. They were right there in my boss's office, right at it. That unfortunately, it's just unfortunate that it's in Ghana you do this. If you were outside, you would apologize to me. Because for this, and I said it without any fear. Because what he did, he knew he was wrong. And I will fight it with my blood. So where parents are wrong, I think we're being taught to know right from wrong. So when they are wrong and you think they've hurt you, I don't see anything speaking with them back then in a respectful manner. Speaking with them and telling them how you feel and demand for an apology. I don't see anything wrong with it.
All
you
right.
have a good evening.
All right, thank you. Awesome. Well spoken, well said. Yeah, we have another call. Hello. Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Trig.
Yes, sir.
Sure. My name is Dr. Samuel from UGMC.
Yes, Doc. We're waiting for your contribution.
All right, Trig. So what I'm sharing with you is a personal experience, okay? Yes, and Yes, first to answer the question, nobody should ask their parents for an apology for a childhood trauma. We were two brothers. Myself, I'm talking to you from a personal experience.
Okay.
Then fast forward, some issue happened that I confronted my parents one dawn. Then they called me 3 months later to apologize. Trick, when you waited 2 years, and then my mother passed on, okay?
Wow.
Up to now, it's been close to 10 years. And that thing is still haunting me that I actually made my mom apologize to me. See, it's been close to 10 years. And whenever, anytime I reminisce anything about my mom, one thing that occurs very badly to my experience is that you made your mom apologize to you. Instead of me learning what went wrong that I wouldn't transfer it to my children, I made them apologize to me. So, Trick, perhaps our culture where we are, whatever, it is never right. One thing you can only take from is the fact that learn from it and make sure your children doesn't go through what your parents did to you that got you hurt. That is the only thing. Because the apology will never change the history, but you one day sit back and realize that no, and yes, the man or man you boom to do when him no the other day. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Sorry, yeah.
So I think that is my contribution.
Thank you, Doc. And you said you're coming from UGMC?
Sure.
Oh, the facility.
Sure.
Oh.
I'm there, more there. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow, nice. It's good to hear from you, Doc.
You're welcome, Trey. You're welcome,
Thank you.
Trey. You can pass by every time.
I will pass by. I will pass by. Yes.
Pass by,
We
Trey.
need to
Anytime,
pass
bro.
by.
All right, sure.
Anytime.
I have doctor friends. me myself.
Who do you know?
About me myself, I was a doctor. Oh, yeah.
Doctor or
Doctor.
Doctor
I'm a
of-
medical doctor.
Oh, okay.
My colleagues are Dr. Pounds, Dr. Crime. we're all doctors. I have another call. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Your name, please.
Lucifer. Oh, shit.
Dr. Lucifer.
Hey, I met him.
Yesterday
Yesterday he called.
Sorry for using that word.
We understand. You are Lucifer.
Albo sound the line.
Lucifer, what's your take on this topic?
Allow Aikuba. I demand an apology, and they must do it. I'm human. They are humans. So, when you do wrong, you apologize. If they don't want you, if I also do something wrong, they should take it like that.
It's a lady guy there with Lucifer and Power. That was Lucifer from California. I have another caller on. Yes, sir. Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah. What's your name, please?
I'm Achesi, and I'm calling from Ablekuma.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Okay, personally, my dad said something to me when I was little, somewhere around JHS3. At that time, I was really hurt, but 5 years down the line, he did something again. And I didn't mention the previous issue, but what he did currently, I told, I gave him a piece of my mind, respectfully. So ever since that day, my dad started talking to me in a respectful manner.
Okay.
Actually, concerning the past one he did, I have some kind of trait, or let me say a temperament. When you do something to me and I feel hurt, I will pay you back for what you did indirectly. So,
wow.
The family met, the nuclear family met. But I wasn't part. I didn't attend.
Okay.
They met for the festive season, but I didn't attend. My big brother called me and was like, "Actually, I know it's because of this issue. That's why I didn't come." Indirectly, it's true. I knew he wanted to
talk to my dad about it so that maybe he gives me a closure or maybe he explains himself. But down the line, I came to realize that maybe my father was going through something.
Okay.
That's what made him say what he said to me. And I held it within me for almost 10 years.
Wow.
And I think one time recently, he sought my opinion about something. And I gave him my opinion. And that was when I realized I have forgiven my dad. It took a long time for me to forgive him because emotionally I was really hurt.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say you should demand, but maybe you can bring it up occasionally in a respectful manner. If the parent is reasonable, he will realize what he did and then he will maybe apologize or maybe explain himself. So that's my opinion on the issue.
All right. Thank you so much. This tells me that the whole of Ablikwa is listening. And they will change with time. they will forgive their parents. But that's a serious one. 10 years.
10 years.
He sounds a bit like a phlegmatic person. Those people, they don't forgive easily. Yeah. I'm going to pick my last call here. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Who am I speaking with?
My name is Simon. I'm calling from Adenta.
Okay, Simon from Adenta. Simon, what's your take on this one?
You know, the country that we are even from, the continent as a whole, as Africa, we are already frustrated. The only time you'll be at peace is when you are sleeping. Immediately you wake up, everything is against you.
Yes.
Sometimes your parents might say something. You know, especially you can speak anyhow now that you will demand an apology from your parents and everything. But when you become a parent, you will understand.
You understand.
For me, my dad has not taken care of me since I was from childhood, and I hold it against him. I told him I'm not, even if he apologized, I'm not going to forgive him. But mind you, this man apologized to me one day, and I turned up apologizing myself to him that he shouldn't have apologized to me. You understand? And what the other man said earlier, that he asked the mom to apologize, and it has been hurting him to now. That's the same thing that happened to me. For me, I would say sometimes when the thing happens, not that you would demand an apology, you can explain to them that, you know, how you do the thing, I don't feel okay with it. But if it pleases you, you do it this way the other time. My dad is that type.
Yeah.
For him, before you even approach him, you're even scared of him, one. So if he did anything that is wrong, and then you wanted him to apologize, you don't go to him like that. You've done this to me, you have to apologize. No. We find a way after everything is calm, and then I see him joking with my mom and my younger siblings. And I go in and I say, Dad, this is the other time you did this. You did this, it's not very nice. And you should have done it. And say, oh, I did that. Oh, then it might be out of anger. You understand?
Yeah.
So I already said the country itself is already frustrating. So we should relax whenever our parent did something to us. Not demanding. Thank you.
All right, thank you. It's good he had the last talk, you know, because... But, what he said is powerful. Sure. Yeah, what he said is powerful. And this whole session has been therapeutic for myself, and I'm sure a few other people listening. What I'm realizing is how, as a parent, you can offend your children unknowingly. Because I'm hearing people who have said they've moved on, but I can still hear and feel the pain in their voice. And as much as the other guys felt bad about their parents apologizing,
it was needed.
It was needed. Yes, I think it also, when your parents apologizes to you, I don't need it. But when they apologize to you, sometimes it's for themselves. It's not even for you. So don't really feel bad about it. Because maybe your mom needed to say that to you because just like you said, a few months after she was gone.
Yeah.
You know, maybe she wanted to say that
Clear
to you.
it up.
Clear it. Yeah, all this
also
will be
have
free.
closure.
Have closure, yes. So parents are humans like us. And parents and upcoming parents, please. Don't treat your children like dolls. Or don't treat your kids like this. Here. Hear them out. Sometimes create that moment. Look, my granddad used to do something very powerful, and I think I'll start doing that when my kids grow up. Right. Every Saturday, he had a compulsory family meeting with the whole family. It was done every Saturday morning. And that meeting is for us to discuss who has offended who. So who offended you? And then you mention, you say, oh, today Auntie Barbara did this, I didn't like it. And then when he's done, he also says that if I offended any of you this week, I want to apologize and and then he now ask you, what's your memory verse for the week? All right, so guys, give me your last submissions and then we wrap up on this segment.
I think all the listeners' views are valid. Do what works for you. If you think you need an apology, just go with the right words and know what you're going in for. Is it the apology you need, or like Esin said, you want to be healed emotionally from it? So do what works for you.
All right, Michael.
Okay. So I mean, right is right, wrong is wrong. We just need to get to the place where our culture doesn't play a role to sit on what is right and make it look like it is. I mean, what is wrong to make it look like it's right, you know? So for me, I pray that we get to that point where even our cultural values will not demonize what is right. Because if you look at most of the submissions, I mean the two submissions, you realize that even as at now, they even feel bad for the right things being done. You understand? And it's a cultural thing. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, let us move forward. I mean, we are still learning. We're growing and all that and everything. Like Jane said, just go in with the right words and everything. And demanding an apology doesn't mean that you are going to be healed. You understand? So it's just up to you. Are you even ready for that? Are you ready for that closure and all that? And then you move on. Well, this has been some way for some of us because me myself, I've gone through it.
Esinu.
Yeah, so I mean, just
Charlie, the way you look at people, don't look at people like that. Look at me only.
So concerned.
I'm concerned about what?
What, dear, what?
Please go ahead.
So you have that conversation, be open to it.
Yeah.
And at the end of it all, just know that these are your parents.
Yes.
And they won't be there for long.
That's true.
They can go at any time.
That's true.
So, yeah, that's it.
That's it. Look, I would take the last word and say forgiveness is what matters. It's the biggest thing you can do to yourself. Sometimes you forgive not for the other person. It's for your own good. So learn to forgive. If I start to say what my father did, he himself, he's a chef. He's a champion guy, man. But he's a great person, so I can't fault him for things he couldn't have controlled at the time. That's how life is. And now I'm a father too. I don't know what or how my kids will look at me like. I don't know, they might be thinking, maybe I'm here trying my best, and they're thinking, Charlie. Yeah, man. So those of you who have partners, wives, kids, and all of that, learn to take them out on different reasons, not only to go and spice things